My name is Brigitte, and I talk about biblical principles that I have used that have allowed me to remain debt-free for over 15 years and to attain financial stability and independence. And I share those with you. And if you're interested, then stick around. So today we are talking about the struggle phase. And it's generally characterized by having lots of debt and having some income coming in, but maybe the income is just not enough to cover all of your living expenses and allow you to live, you and your family, comfortably, and allow you to give generously to support the kingdom of God. And as people of faith, as Christians, that is something that is important to us. So what happens when you're not just moving through the struggle phase, but you are actually stuck there and have been stuck there for some time? And here is maybe a harsh reality. Even as people of faith, even as people who love God, it's not an automatic succession that we move from the struggle phase into investing and into financial stability and financial independence. Now, maybe you're there because there were medical issues, there was a divorce. Maybe you are just getting through college, you've just got your first job, and you've got a ton of student debt. There are all kinds of reasons where you find yourself struggling financially. And that's okay, because there are ways to move beyond that stage. But if you find that you have been stuck there for a while, 10 years, a couple of decades have passed, and you are still in the struggling phase, you are not investing, and you are not financially sound or stable. And here's the interesting thing. If you look at your revenue you've earned from your business, or if you've looked at your pay stubs over those decades, what you may find is that you have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars over those decades, but you're still struggling. There may be a couple of reasons for that. The first of which might actually be your mindset. Now, whether or not you ever say it out loud, if you believe what I'm about to say, these things can keep you stuck despite your earnest efforts. If you believe that because of the way you look, your skin color, your gender, your ethnicity, the tribe from which you have originated, if you believe that people with those kinds of characteristics are not wealthy, it is going to be difficult for you to move beyond the struggle stage, because you're going to find that you are undermining your own efforts, even if you don't say it out loud. Here's another thing. If you truly believe that as a Christian, as a person of faith, you have to somehow separate your faith, your morals, your dignity in order to attain wealth, then that's going to be difficult for you to overcome, and you might find that you are stuck. Not only that, but you could be undermining your own efforts by plain old poor or mismanagement of the funds that God brings into your life. Now, what does that look like? Well, if you've got a lot of debt and no plans on how to get out of debt, that could be an issue, as well as not having a budget. Nobody really likes to put together a budget, but they are helpful. Other thing is lifestyle creep. You know what? Over the years, you may have gotten a raise, you've gotten a bonus of some type. Maybe you even got an IRS refund, and those things were just spent. They were spent on things you enjoyed. They were spent on things you liked, but they weren't invested. They didn't create a system for you that would continually replenish your wealth. And so when the money was gone, it was just gone. The other one, and I really think that this is a big one, is that maybe you've never taken the time to create a ready cash fund or an emergency fund, and some people call it a rainy day fund, whatever it is you want to call it. But it's a fund that's there for emergencies. And if you don't create that fund, you'll find that year after year after year, you'll do pretty good. And then an emergency comes and the furnace goes out or the refrigerator goes out or whatever it is. And then you go right back to the credit card and you're back in that debt loop again. and you just never seem to make headway. I'll give you an analogy. It's like the person who's out in the ocean swimming and they feel as if they're drowning, but suddenly their head pops up and they're able to tread water and they're able to breathe, and they sigh and they relax and they never move. They just stay there with their head above water. See, if you're just in that struggle set stage or barely surviving stage, that's where you are. And what you forget is that that was never the goal. The goal is get out of the water, get on shore, and maybe build you a beach house. But you'll never get that far because you're stuck in survival mode because of poor management or because of your mindset. Well, that's all fine and good. How do you get out of this? Well, I think one of the first things you have to realize is that it took you some time to get here and you've been stuck here for a while. But it's amazing that even if you take small steps, how successful you really can be. I want to remind you that right now, interest rates are higher than they have been in a very, very, very long time. A really small step that you could take is to open, let's say, a high yield savings account. Just move the money out of your regular old account and put some in a high yield savings account. You'll earn a lot more interest as long as interest rates stay up, and we don't know where they're going to go, but you'll earn a lot more interest and you'll still have the safety net that's there. The other thing that you can do is use that money to start your ready cash fund or your emergency fund so that you have some money. And if you are even in a better position, take seriously investing. Even if it starts with something very small, like participating in your 401k at your job, or investing in some index funds, maybe for very small dollar amounts. But at least start the journey. Don't be satisfied with just barely getting by, with just barely having your head above water. There is something better for you. Listen, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really hope that this helped you, and check out this video. God bless you.